Another area that seems most founders are trying to figure out is communicating when you have remote employees and you have in office employees. And for me personally, it's very unique because you want to have the camaraderie, the human face to face interaction inside of meetings, be able to walk over to people's desks and kind of do the impromptu stuff. Obviously much harder to do with the remote employees. And then you start to deal with people who are remote, feel like the people in the office have an advantage, not necessarily in terms of like career progression, but just they're able to get access to more information. They themselves can walk over to a desk or be able to kind of collaborate in a more impromptu way. How can the people in the office make the people outside of the office feel like they are just as involved? I know that you talk a lot about what they can do in a meeting, but are there other things they can do outside of a specific meeting to make sure that there's more of that sense of belonging or camaraderie?
There are things that you can do, sure, but they're not going to be 100% effective. And you talk about it's not career progression, but it actually is career progression, because if someone has more information and they therefore can perform tasks more to the liking of the manager, then the manager is going to say, "Oh, I like what you're doing. I'm going to, give you more and more responsibility." And so there absolutely is an advantage to being in person and developing those relationships with the manager. So hybrid, you're describing a hybrid organization. I got this from Sid Sabrandage at GitLab, and he famously, says that hybrid organizations are very dangerous. Either you have it all in person or you have it all remote. But when you have a combination, no matter how disciplined and well-meaning the in-person team is to try to include the remote people, and how would they do that? Every single time there was an informal conversation, they would jump on a Zoom call and pull in the remote people. I mean, give me a break. That's impossible. So the answer is, I think, as an organization, pick one or the other. Be an all in-person or be an all remote, but don't be mixed. Know that if you choose one or the other, you'll lose a certain percentage of your team. And yes, you'll take a hit. And 30% of your team will leave. And they'll go join a pure of the other version. If you create an in-person and they don't want to be in person, they'll go join an all remote company. But you will then attract people who really want to be in an all in-person company. And those people will join you and they will do very well. And within 12 months, you'll have a much better organization that's performing the way you want it to perform, and the right people will be there. So yes, it's a short-term investment. There will be turnover, but it's worth it within 12 months.